thinking about 5 things that you need to consider when you're reopening an office. I've opened a few recently. The first one is to think about the people that are going back in there. You know, they're people that worked in there for maybe years before coronavirus, knew the place really well, and now they've been away for months. They've seen what's happened. They have expectations when they go into shops and things like that of what should be in place, and they're going to expect change when they go back. They might not want to come back as well, so have a think about the people that are going back in. Secondly is have a look at the space that you've got and how you want to use that. You've got to, use it wisely. Office space is expensive. Office space has to be used well, and it needs to be fit for the purpose of what you want to do. Thirdly, really know the laws of what's allowed in the country. You might not be able to get everybody back in the same way. You might have to socially or physically distance them and put 2 meters around, which is difficult when you're walking around in an office. Everybody's used to sitting in lines of desks or crowding into meeting rooms, and a really important thing is to sort of plan and look at how the humans are going to behave, and then match that against the law and match that against what you know about the virus as well. So point 4 I would talk is about risk assessment. And people are going to feel, the office workers, authorities, vendors, they're going to feel really looked after and cared for if you can share a risk assessment with them and say, actually, we haven't just flung up a few signs or put some tape on the floor. We've carefully thought about every single risk that could come across here related to coronavirus, and also looked at the journey through the office and the activities that people do and said, right, where's the risk? What control measures can we put in? Where can we improve things? And how can we make it safer? Finally, I would just say, don't hesitate or be conservative about the signage. Really, put it in people's faces. Don't just think everybody's seen it on the TV and they know. Think about the message that you want to give, and that we just don't want people to have coronavirus. And I just want to also talk about a separate point. So those are the prevention measures, but I think it's important to have some plans of what to do. If there was a case in your office, there's a high chance that it could happen. People get these, they're coming back into the office. A lot of the time they'll be taking public transport, exposing themselves that way, so it could come in. In fact, you could think of it as a highly likely scenario, so it's really important to think about what you're going to do when that unpleasant scenario or that message comes in. So it's kind of like a mini crisis management for your office.